Welcome back to Viscount Gaming. And guess what? It's now time for season 2. Okay, maybe it's not season 2. It's more like, season 1.5. Whatever. Hey, it's my show. I make decisions here. So, we got here because, of course, it's a holiday season. Halloween's coming up. It's October. So, I felt a little bit festive. So, I wanted to actually do a little episode right here to throw in there with another new guest here that I've actually met from over on Realm Smith's channel. Right here is Mr. Carrot. It's not his government name, but that's okay. But
Hello.
yes, thank you. Welcome to the Tavern. And today we're going to be discussing a little topic that I love the most. Well, not the most, but like a lot more than others. But in particular, we're going to be talking about evil. And what
Cue
I'm
evil
talking about
laugh.
actually is going to be, that's right, the darker side of D&D. That is the darker side of tabletop games, which is playing evil characters, evil campaigns, and the more forbidden, more taboo topic, if you will. Well, the taboo topic we actually enjoy talking about, as opposed to all the other taboo stuff. But that's what Crick Crab is for. But here, Mr. Carrot, please tell us a little. Since it's your first time at Tavern, please tell us a little bit about your background in gaming. Just familiarize us with you.
Of course. So I've been playing tabletop games on and off since I'd say mid to late '90s. Um, I started with Vampire the Masquerade, which perfect for the Halloween season,
True.
and then my gaming group transitioned over to D&D, originally 3.5. I've dabbled in a good dozen or so other gaming systems, uh, tabletop games like mini war games, and then I fell out of it for a few years, and just a couple years ago now I got back into it, into D&D specifically and then led me to Rosemouth where I met this fantastic person, and and yeah, rest is kind of history, I guess.
Outstanding. Matt, it's good to meet you again because we have actually played before on the Realm Smith's channel as well on
Mhm.
Discord. It was good times were had.
Oh yes, definitely.
But for right now, this
Oh yeah.
time it's time for us to talk about the dark side, those trips on the dark side that like people like to take. So you mentioned before playing Vampire Masquerade. I've also dabbled in that too. So tell me this: what would you say to someone who wanted to play a game with you that where you wanted to actually play the bad guys?
Um, if somebody wanted to play the bad guy, and if it's not a stereotypical "oh, I'm an evil doer" blah ha ha campaign, think about their motivations. Why are they doing this? Like, are they trying to get revenge on somebody? Or are they in it for the power? Or are they in it just because they can? Uh, like some people are evil just because they get a kick out of it, and then others are there because they're trying to acquire power to get revenge on someone that wronged them or slighted them in their life. And, um,
It's like the Joker
yeah,
versus the Count of Monte Cristo.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, like Joker is the Joker,
Yeah,
and yeah, Count of Monte Cristo. I forgive me, I haven't read the books on him, but I did watch the movie, which I did actually enjoy. And from what I remember from that, it was yeah, like he got slighted, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna I'm gonna burn down everything you love,
yeah.
but I'm gonna be fashionable while I do it.
There you go. When you actually cheer for the guy that twirls his mustache, you're waiting for it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Now, did say you actually did play Vampire. I did as well.
Mhm.
And just from my own experience, for me, when I was actually speaking to the guys I was playing with, I asked him like, okay, how evil can we be here? And he's like, as long as it's rational and and you observe, of course, the safety rules they have. And I'm like, all right, cool. So me being a criminal justice manager and also a fan of, things like Forever Night, I watched that, Blade, just
Oh,
all
Forever
your,
Knight's such a good show.
I mean, all your vampire P's, I've watched and enjoyed, except for of
Hmm.
course Twilight. Nobody likes Twilight.
No, no.
But but I didn't want to make a character that was like was like Blade. I didn't want to do that. So instead,
Everyone's made a Blade inspired character at least once in their career.
and
Like
if you
that's
didn't, you're a liar.
exactly.
So my character was I actually based him kind of off of also being a criminal justice major. I actually did base this guy off of actual actual criminals, actual stick up kids
Okay.
from street gangs, and also one the most famous one in pretty much all of modern media is gotta be Omar from The Wire.
Okay.
So he was vicious, but he had a code. But the thing is, this guy in his mind, every person had a price tag on their life, no matter what.
Mhm.
And it was all about him
Okay.
being vicious and self-serving, and I loved it. It was fun, and also a great juxtaposition against the other guys in the team that were trying not to do as much harm. Where his whole thing is, put nothing's tougher than 9 millimeter.
That okay. I hate to sidetrack here for a second, but that what you just said right there reminds me reminds me of a quote from actually the Heavy uh, on oh, I can't remember the
Oh,
name.
red
Please
versus
forgive me,
blue.
gamers. No, 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 no. The Heavy, the guy with the big uh
Oh, Team
rotary gun.
Fortress. Team Fortress.
Team Fortress.
There you
Thank
go.
you. I've you may be smarter than me. Yes. I have yet to see a person smarter than Bullet.
Nice.
And just what you said there just instantly reminded me of that quote.
You know what? Cool. You're free. That's extra. That's extra. That's free. All right. But of course, I just had to ask this question too, because of course we're talking about Vampire 5e, we're talking about the Dungeons and Dragons and stuff. But I definitely got to ask you, like, if you had a chance to like drop someone into a fifth level game of Dungeons and Dragons, like, what would your character be? And this is kind of the funky part of this. Where I actually, before we started the stream here, is actually come up with a character for a session. So please
Yep.
share with me, what would you bring to that table?
Okay, so the character I came up with, um, and granted, mechanic side of 5e, I'm not the best at, but apparently I got some nice synergy here, so that was nice. Um, the character I come up with was a bard, um, Elmir Richter. Now the name and picture on the card on there, I actually is from another character that I made a while ago for a different purpose, but I like the name.
Relative?
And what?
A relative?
It could be a relative of that character. Who
Okay.
knows? Um, but this character here, I remember seeing the picture. I'm just like, they could be the base of a really nice evil character. So I'm just like, okay. And you were talking about the character that you had made a little bit. So I was like, oh, I this is how I best build characters is give me an idea and I'll give you a 5 page spread. Like I love building off a kernel of an idea. So that's what I did with this is like, okay, well if they're an evil cleric, well, why not a bard to accompany them? So that's what I made with this. I went with Variant Asimar. I was originally going to do Fallen, but see now that's now legacy content. It's like, you know what? I'll just stick with what's available right now. So Variant, it's in the DMG, gives you some nice stuff. Um, Like, let me just go to racial features here. Like, you get healing hands. You get resistance to necrotic and radiant, which is nice. Celestial legacy, so you get light, lesson restoration, daylight, and
Right.
dark vision, which everyone everyone loves having dark vision.
Yes, they do. Yeah, you know what? It's funny about that. I found many ways. Of course, I researched it, of course, to actually mess with dark vision, and
Mm.
it just makes me laugh so many times when you have a player say, "I'll say like, hey, go into this, go into a dark area," and they're like, "Well, I have dark vision." Right, but you don't have night vision. So, because
Yeah,
remember, dark
there's
vision, does require at least some form of light.
mhm.
And of course, the
Now.
other thing I like about it is this: is I actually had a character play, and I told it was dark and it was storming, and I had them roll a d4, and when they got a 4, I said it's a heavy. There's heavy obscurement due to a fog cloud, so it's a
Nice,
negative
nice.
4 to any perception checks. But I have dark vision, and I right away quickly said, "Ha! It's not darkness; it's obscurement. Something
Yeah,
is in your way."
yeah. One thing I like to do nowadays. This is from another character that you would actually remember, Tarman,
Oh yeah,
because he was a warlock, but he had Devil Sight, which gave him not only dark vision, but normally if you want to mess up with someone with dark vision, it's like, okay, I cast darkness. You can't see in because that's magical darkness.
right.
Devil Sight, you can see normally in darkness and magical darkness.
Yeah,
So that's hey, it's like, oh, I cast magical darkness. It's like, cool, I can still see you.
tell you, man, warlocks, they're the most front loaded class there is. But hey,
Yeah, but
it's fun.
it's fun. So in this case, I went with a bard.
Okay.
The way I think of this person is they're a full on con artist build, which you mentioned how the character you were thinking of, like everything has a price, right?
Yes.
Well, this person could be your fence. This person would be like, "Oh, that's worth this. This is worth that. Oh, look at that shiny ring that Duchess is holding. Give me 5 minutes and I'm going to have it."
You got the gimmies.
Um, exactly. Uh, if you go onto the description and like where is it the characteristics trait there. I like the generic stuff that D&D Beyond gives you, like the lists that you can just click on. I love those. It's like
Okay.
personality traits. It's like thinking about this person, and it's like they are they are in it for themselves. Um. So yeah, if like where is it? Oh, yeah, that's right. Because you can actually see the description on the share link that I gave you there.
No, you can't, sadly, which is kind of sucks
Uh,
sometimes when you're trying to come up with stuff. But that's something that I wish that DBN would fix for us DMs. When we got to look over player sheets, but that's all right.
yeah. So I'll just quickly run down here. Like personality traits, I have a joke for every occasion, especially occasions where humor is inappropriate, which feeds into their next one. Flattery is my preferred trick. I like to think that they are a tenacious flirt, which feeds into their charisma being their highest stat.
Yep.
Like they got a 16 charisma, they're gonna and they have expertise in deception. I was going to take persuasion as well, but they already get a +6 to persuasion, so they're going to try to charm their way out of any situation they can.
As one should.
Born gambler who can't resist taking a risk for a potential payoff. It's like I like to think that this person was kind of like almost like a street urchin type, where they had nothing growing up, like abandoned, forgotten, whatever. And then, sure enough, you have like the mentor relationship that'll feed into one of their other traits, who taught them everything they knew, and now they're just out where it's like, I came from nothing. I'm going to take everything.
For some people,
So
that makes total sense.
they want to live the good life. They lie about almost everything, even when there's no good reason to, because, well, the truth hurts, and they don't want to hurt. Pocket anything to see that might be of some value. Like I said, ooh, that Duchess has a nice ring. Give me 5 minutes. Um, that's just their personality traits. I like to overpick on these. It's a flaw of mine, but you get some good character interactions out of it.
I'm totally
They're
fine with flaws.
cunning, oh yeah, cunning and creative. So they never run the same con twice, and they try to reveal as little actual information about themselves as possible. They do have an aspiration where they are trying to make something of themselves, though they might not know what it is yet. So who knows? Maybe because
Uh,
this character's only level 5, so maybe around level 15 they have a redemption arc. Who
yeah,
knows?
kind
Like,
of like what's that one movie? Legend of Zorro. Who are you? I'm a man in search of a vision. Yeah,
yep.
that it's BS, but it's good BS.
Oh yeah. Uh, for their bonds, I took two. I owe everything to my mentor, a horrible person who's probably rotting in jail somewhere. So, like I said, the mentor relationship. Um, Whether or not they turn them into jail or they just happen to get caught, who knows? That's something that could be expanded upon when you get more in depth into their backstories. And that's actually, I will sidetrack for 1 second here. Um, that is one thing I love to do myself, and I fully encourage other players to do this as well, is have fun with your character's backstory. Like, actually sit down and think about it, and you don't have to write like a 5-10 page article. I've seen people do that, and trust me, some of the good ones are like a novel read. But like, even if it's just these few traits that you can pick on when you're making your character sheet, you'd be surprised how many ideas can be sparked off this. Where you'll read something like, "Oh, this could give me an idea for this part of my background," and then maybe write down a quick little note to yourself about that. Like, it could just start off as a list of point form notes, but over time it could expand where it's like, "Oh, this note. Oh, I have an idea for this. Add a sentence. Oh, I have an idea for this. Add another point note. Add a sentence. Add a paragraph. It's your story, right?"
But man, my man, hand clap because I can't tell you how many times because I run a lot of one shots with people, whether it's at my local store or if they pay for a game want to start playing with me. There's so many times I will have a person give me their player sheet. They'll have everything on it. I'll know everything about what they can do, how many hit points they
Mhm.
have, how hard they can hit, what race they are, all that stuff. But nothing kind of grinds my gears when I get to the description page and it's blank.
Mhm. Yeah.
Especially when it's high level games, because when you're playing high level, once you get past level 10, you're somebody. You've done something. You have some note, and I always
Yeah.
feel like backstory should be commensurate with level. So if you're a level one character, I would expect a couple sentences. I'm okay with that. As long as
Yeah.
it's something. But if you are
Yeah.
level 20, you're somebody. You've done some
There.
stuff.
There's
You've been there. You've done
there.
that. You are a legend, and I feel like if your goal is to play a legendary hero character, then there's got to be legend to back it up, not just
Yeah. Like, if you're level
you know.
20, there are bards telling your story across the land in some tavern.
Yeah,
Whether it's a good tale or not is up to you.
very
But
true. Well, it depends how much you pay
actually,
him. That tells you how good the tale is going to be.
exactly. And actually, a great little trick that I read that you could use, and other DMs please feel free to steal and use this trick as well, is whenever you start a new game with a table of players, get them to write um, three three to five rumors about themselves, about their character. And if, say, you go five, say, okay, everyone at the table's like, okay, I want you all to write 5 rumors about your character that other people would have heard. 2 are true, 2 are confused, and 1 is false.
Okay.
You take all those, and then you mix and match however you want, and then you hand those out to the other players. So those five rumors that I just wrote about my character are now distributed to the other players at the table. So going into this first session, they now have an in to start roleplay with. Where it's like, hey, I heard a rumor about your character that you've defeated a bear with your bare hands. Or it's like, hey, aren't you the guy that fleeced the local duke for 50 gold? Or it's like, hey, I heard you like to do weird things with squirrels. Like,
Yeah, I got you. That's I've never heard that, but I'm doing it now. I'm taking it, learning as occurred. So next I do actually have a few games coming up. I'm definitely going to be using that. Thank you. I appreciate that.
oh yeah, definitely. Hey, every DM loves to learn and grow and share tips and tricks, right?
I know I do.
Uh, yeah. So, but yeah, like going on with this character here, like uh, one of their flaws is they can't resist a pretty face. Like I said, they're a tenacious flirt. Um, and as quickly as they get gold, they spend gold. But they're also supremely confident in their skills, where they don't think anyone could fool them the way they fool them. They fool them. It's like, no, no. What I do is an art form. What you do is mere peasantry. You could never fool me.
You ever heard of? I know it's off topic, but I gotta say because your character reminds me of this. This movie called Digstown.
Hmm.
All right, Digstown had
Not
it starred
familiar with
James
that.
Woods and Louis Gossett Jr. and a few other guys in there too,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
But it was where Louis Gossett Jr. was a boxer, and you know the other one was James was a con man. And in one part of the film, he says he's told never try to con a con man. And at
Oh,
the spoils for a 25-year-old movie, but
yeah.
unless you want to see it, and it'll stop me if you want to go actually see this movie.
Oh no, please,
All right,
please.
he actually gets over with him and he tells him on the way out, "Hey, that statement you made before, it's actually never con a con man that's better than you." And he walks away, which is like,
Nice.
yeah. But and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
agree. It's like that. I think that's what this character right here you came up with would run into, and I mean, right now as I'm talking to you, I'm brainstorming different scenarios that a character list I would throw at this character to see what they would do when met with other NPCs that are in the shadier side of business.
Which would be funny because well, thanks to because I took 4 levels of bard, 1 level rogue. Um, I took rogue originally just for well, they're on the seedier side of things. So hey, give me get thieves camp, thieves tools, and I get sneak attack bonus on an attack. But then also at first level you get expertise in a skill. Combine that with the already absurd list of skills that bards get and how they expertise on them.
Yeah,
Plus I took skilled as a feat.
yeah, I know that. That's just you
Oh
like
no,
butter on your
I took
pancakes, don't
skill
you?
expert. Sorry, yeah, I took skill expert. So just the list of skills this person has. Like I said, they are built as a con man. Like deception +9, performance +9, sleight of hand +8, stealth +8, and that's their expertises. Plus an insight of +8. So, like you said, like don't con a con man who's better than you.
Yeah, because
They have a passive insight of 18, so trying to slip something past this character is going to be, it's going to be tough.
yes, it is.
Which feeds into their ego, which makes it all the more fun when something does get past them, right? But yeah, like just the sheer list of skills that bards get, not even just this bard, because like I said, I took skill expert, so I got some extra stuff, but just the basic list for bards, it's like you get that half proficiency in there, and if your stats are good enough, you can bluff almost anything.
Yeah, get high enough level and you won't even need glibness, but it
Yeah. I
helps.
I just realized I should really play bards more often. Just look at that skill list.
There you go. I do it every chance I get. That's my go to. I mean, and actually, I meant to ask you too. Like, what's your go to class if you had to drop into a game?
Go to for me these days is usually artificer. Just because I'm a steampunk enthusiast.
And a hardcore movie
And
fan, apparently. Yeah, I see.
yeah, yeah, a steampunk enthusiast and a maker. Like I love to make things with my hands myself, so I love movie props. So Artificer to me just screams, yes, let's do all the things. And oh, like you can have fun with an evil artificer too. Uh,
Mad scientist, you're
like
right.
yeah, like full on mad scientist. Like you could do, like you could build Victor. You could play Victor Frankenstein or oh geez, what's another one? Like
The
Mister
Doctor,
Freeze. Yeah.
um,
Uh, yeah,
yeah,
Doctor. Like you,
Doctor
if you
Doom.
go into the multi class, yeah. If you
Doc,
get into multi class, you could do Doctor Doom.
yeah, my favorite, one of my favorite villains all the time is definitely Doctor Doom. You can make an argument for you know Vader.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh hell,
Vader.
what I'm waiting for right now is I've been working on this build. I don't care. It's a secret, but I'm letting it out right now. I've been trying to figure out how do you make Megatron in D&D.
Oh, write that down. You might have to do that for another episode and bring me back for that because I have ideas.
Let's do it. Let's put it in the schedule, okay?
Yeah,
Your
yeah. Put
seat at
that
the
on the
tavern
schedule.
is gonna be right over there. I'm putting your name
Yeah,
on it.
yeah. Building Megatron in D&D. I was thinking they start with a Warforged and go from there, but
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But anything
Okay.
else you want
Anyway,
to talk
getting
about
back
with?
to our
Yeah,
evil.
anything else you want to talk
Yeah.
about with El Marie here? If that's her real name.
Um. Yeah. If that's her real name, you never know. Let me see. This there was. Oh yeah. Spells. Going with the whole con artist vibe that was because I'll admit originally when I started building it's like okay I'm playing evil bard da 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 but then the con artist aspect came to me as I was building it so that influenced the build
Right.
especially when it came to spell selection like ignore the third level spell because that's just something I get from Celestial Legacy. Second level spells. Um, the bard spells I took was invisibility, mirror image, silence. Great for a stealth build, especially if you have to like invisibility and silence. If a con goes wrong and you need to shut a room down and get out, perfect. Like you can silence enemy spellcasters so they can't target you, or you can go invisible and just sneak out the side. Mirror image is great for if you do get into combat because that gives you like illusionary duplicates. Plus, as a bard, mirror image can be really cool for like a performance aspect.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, like you can have a full band with you, and yet you're only one person. Uh,
I mean, also
then let's go up.
let's not forget, bards don't have to be musical either. So you can just roll
Yeah.
deep if you want. Just you are your own crew.
Oh yeah, actually, because this person is also flirtatious as all heck. So mirror image, it's like, what is it? Naruto.
Yes.
You could do sexy jutsu.
Yep. You made it all kinds of
Like
inappropriate.
you need to get past this town guard if your DM's down for it. Sexy jutsu. Okay. Then on the first level here, um, these were just a couple of I chose two utility spells. I have identify because identify is a great spell to have because like it like lets you identify if something's magical or not. But also because it's a ritual spell. So you if you have the time, you don't need to burn a spell slot for it.
Right.
These are great for identifying.
Yeah.
Well, it's in the spell name identify, but
Indeed, you're 100%
and
right
like
on that. And because I'm not sure about you, but here's what I do with identify. Believe it or not, I actually do have people roll a d20 to get see how
yeah.
much information they get off the spell, as
Oh,
opposed to
that's
just making
good.
an instant win button. But to make it
Yeah, yeah.
fun, I actually take a page from Brandon Lee Mulligan and actually voice the identify spell.
Oh,
Like
that's I like that.
I saw him doing it on his show on Dimension 20, and who hasn't stolen from, or gleaned something from Brandon Lee Mulligan? He's awesome. But I like when
Mhm.
someone picks it up and they read it and they're like, okay, I cast identify. Okay, give me a D20. I get a 19. I'll say something like I'll actually break out and say, this is human mechanic with the identify spell. Just like chat right there is something you may not touch. That right there is since you're not an elf, that is in fact a moonblade. So be careful when you bring your hands on it. This one has 4 runes on it. 4 runes meaning you have 4 different actual souls belonging to ancient elves. Once again, this is human mechanic for your identify spell, saying don't stop, never stopping. Yeah, I do that.
That is that is beautiful. I love it. I love it. Um, Next time I DM a campaign and someone takes identify, I'm going to have to use that trick.
Hey, look, I'm not gonna lie. Shout out to Brentley Mulligan. I stole it from him, and I will not stop. I will not apologize for that. Stop me. Try it.
Um, the other utility spell I took is comprehend languages
Of
because,
course.
well, you can't con a person if you can't understand them, right? Uh, Unseen Servant could be seen as a utility spell, but also could be seen as a way to like cause distractions. Like they're unseen and they only have 1 hit point, but as strength of 2. But it could be like, hey, I need a distraction. Okay, uh, either burn a spell slot or cover me for an action or cover me for some time. It's like send the unseen servant across the ballroom to like tug out a drape or knock over a candelabra, or so that way all the attention's automatically focused over there while you do your shenanigans.
That's right.
And then of course, well, bard, charm person, why not?
Yep. Probably one of the most that and friends are like the by far the most scumbag spells in the game. But
Look at the cantrips. Then you'll laugh because I took friends as the cantrip as
yep,
well.
yep. There it is. You're built for it. You have both. So we got one or the other.
Yeah, that I also got Mage Hand because that's great for you know an infinite number of uses,
Right.
and Prestidigitation because hey, if you're going to be a con person, keep yourself tidy.
There you go. So
The like almost every character I build that has spellcasting has Prestidigitation because laundry service. What?
yep. Okay. So
uh, but yeah, then other than that, just like the standard inventory that comes with your whatever class you or background you took. In this case, I took the what background did I take with this character? Uh, oh, I took the charlatan background, so
okay.
that allows me to create a second identity.
Mm-hmm.
Includes documentation, establish acquaintances, disguises, which just feeds into the common person aspect. Which like plus you get a cool ring with it that you could spin off to any infinite number of uses.
Nice.
Well, yeah, that is Miss Richter in a nutshell.
Well, on the other side of the nutshell, because I guess it's my turn. The one character I came up with it for this, just for experimentation purposes, is, and I wanted to get weird with this, and I wanted to actually focus on the evil part. This is a character I came up with. I randomly named him Vontaze Doom. And one thing I like about the character, about making characters for myself, is I always think of a theme going off of one word that describes a character. If you had to name it something like, think about this, think about all your major, villains. What's the word you can associate with them? Like say the Emperor from Emperor Palpatine from Star Wars. What's one word you think of with that guy?
uh, Sorry, I've watched way too many Star Wars memes. So I was like, Palpy. No, but
God.
yeah, like evil, Sith, Emperor.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
think about Joker, or Riddler,
Mhm.
Doctor Doom, Green Goblin, all those different. You can always fix one word to describe them, and
Yeah.
there's one word I use to fix this guy, which is I like to say cheater. So here's the thing about him. I wanted to go
Okay.
with something that would scream, criminal or evil. So I went with two classes. One, I started with Rogue because I like. Well, come on, Rogue is kind of aside from say Warlock and Bard are kind of built to be kind of seeing Warlock and Bard are kind of the dirtbag classes if you really think about it. I'm sorry, but I'm not
Yeah.
going to apologize, but it's kind of true. So I went with Rogue because I wanted
Rogues
that.
do have a negative yeah, they do have a negative reputation, yes.
Yeah, let's be honest, okay? And
Yeah.
that's without going into the the memory of douchery that you can think of them doing. But well, I want to go rogue because I wanted to. There's a couple things mechanically, and also because I wanted a couple of things thematically as well. Wait, mechanically and
Okay.
thematically, yes, I said it right. So mechanically, I wanted one thing in particular, which is sneak it, the two levels of rogue because I wanted the sneak attack, and I also wanted the other piece of bonus action there, which you get with it, which is the hide and disengage ability, the cutting action.
Yeah. Yeah.
For this
Mhm.
reason, this rogue later on, of course, found religion in the form of Baal. So this guy worships murder. But the thing about it is, I wanted to really get twisted with is this. Recently, this guy on D&D Builds on YouTube, who has a great channel, it's like it's like Tulak but the Barbarian with less politics.
Yeah.
But the thing
Okay.
about thing about him is that he said he wanted to make an evil healer, and he challenged another player, excuse me. Well, not yeah, another player slash another YouTube content creator to create the ultimate healer, but an evil one. So I said, that's
Okay.
cool. I'm not a big mechanics guy, but I wanted to go with the flavor of it. So I said, okay, let me do that.
Hmm.
So I went with Cleric because clerics are great healers. They're known for it. But think about this. You're going with an evil healer. So I said, you know what? Let's get real nasty. I went with Grave Cleric. And there's another reason for it, mechanically speaking. Because,
Okay.
so here's the thing. This guy can literally, as a bonus action, hide. Or better yet,
Yeah.
before he gets to that, say, a character gets hurt, he's got healing word. So he can say, hey,
Okay.
get up and give you healing, then you go bonus action hide behind something.
It's
Or
like, hey, get up. I need you to take this hit for me.
somebody say your meat shield. I mean, your buddy the barbarian goes down. You just run up there, touch him, curing rules, say, hey, get up, one more round, champ, and you can actually disengage and run away as your bonus action. So you can honestly dart around the battlefield, healing people, keeping them in the fight.
Yeah,
Now it's
yeah.
time to get evil.
And keeping yourself out of it too.
Oh yes. Here's the thing. Grave clerics, in particular, have this little feature with them. Circle of Mortality, meaning, and this is as written, you restore maximum possible HP on each dice instead of rolling while healing spells to a creature with 0 HP.
Oh, that's right.
Note, this guy only heals people when they go down.
Oh, it's like I
So,
could heal you, but I do better when you hit the dirt, so I'm just gonna wait around.
yeah, just this is the guy. And also, here's, you ready for this? Too many people
Mm.
go down, and this I did do this intentionally because of the whole evil thing. Say you got three party member, three of a 5-man team, or two or three of a 5-man team go down to say, I don't know, a dragon or a knight, something like that, right?
Yeah,
If he
yeah,
sees too many guys are down, bonus action disengage, and this guy bolts out of the area.
yeah.
He will
Oh,
leave you.
nice, nice.
But also at the same time, VCO's victory is at hand. Channel ability, Path to the Grave, basically the
Yeah.
copyright, excuse me, copyright, no, the PG-13 version of Screw That Guy in particular, which makes your enemy vulnerable to all types of damage for a round, and
Uh-huh,
just
uh-huh.
and bonus action back to hiding. Literally, this
Yeah,
guy
actually,
is a cheater. He does not fight fair.
yeah, my character Tarman has actually used that on Path to Grave. I've used it once or twice,
Hmm.
but then again, Tarman is not a cheaty healer. He's a warlock cleric, but I can go into a whole episode on him, but maybe another day. But but yeah, oh, that's a beautiful combination where it's like, yeah, you can max heal them if they go down, but only if there's a chance of victory. Otherwise, it's, oh, they're down. I'm
Yep.
out.
On top of that, no, this guy character right here being and the race I took from, which is really off because I wanted to get something that was really unique and off beaten path. I went with the Verdun from Acquisition Incorporated, which they're an
Okay,
offshoot
I'm,
of
I'm not
Goblin.
familiar with that. Oh,
And the thing
yeah,
about
I'm
it is
not familiar
this.
with this race.
Yeah, it's funky. Here's little abilities they have, the little racial traits they have on there. Okay, one they have this thing of black blood healing, which is they get you know rerolls. Excuse me, when you roll a one or two on any hit die you spend at the end of a short rest, you can reroll the die and must use a new roll. So
Oh,
there's a little more
nice.
survivability in there, and also two other
Yeah.
things. Excuse me, three other things. One is limited to telepathy. You can actually have you can communicate simple ideas within 30 feet. Also,
Okay.
they have proficiency with his persuasion skill, which usually something that clerics usually don't get, and
No.
also
No.
telepathic insight, meaning advantage on guess what? Wisdom and
Wisdom
charisma
and charisma
saving
saving throws.
throws.
Oh, nice.
So, and those are very popular saves there, especially for a cleric doesn't usually get your charisma saving throw, so this one does.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
So,
I like that.
so you try to pull a fast one on this guy with a passive
Yeah.
perception of 15, or you try to charm him, that's still going to take it. You still got advantage on that roll. So again,
Yeah.
like I said, this guy he's a cheater, so he knows a cheat when he sees one. So I wanted to have someone who was that with that coupled with understanding things like thieves can't. This guy is belongs to any dirtbag society. So yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah.
also again, I'm mechanically a very good healer, but as long as there's a sure thing, he's on your side. If there's not, well, you better run as fast as he does.
Very nice. Yeah, no, that's definitely a nice concept.
And seeing as we're running on time here, I just got to ask you two questions here because I usually do this whenever I
Okay.
have someone at Tavern. I got to ask you this: can you give me your best natural 20 story?
Ooh, best natural 20. Uh, it's it's hard to come up with like the best, but I can think of one where it was I was I I can't remember the character or campaign, so forgive me for that. But um, under the 5e rules with death saves, if you roll a 20, you get back up with one hit point, right?
Right.
My we were in a big battle. Sure enough, I go down because I like to play classes as they shouldn't be. So I forget what I was playing, but they weren't supposed to be a tank. I was trying to play a tank, and I go down. It's like death saving throw, first fail. The cleric is tied up; they can't get to me. Second fail. Oh, you got to be kidding me! All of a sudden, third roll, it's like, oh, come on, come on, come on. I'm already starting to tune out the combat and starting to think of all their character ideas at this point. Where it's like, okay, this character's going to die. I'm going to have to do this. That's the whole thing. Roll the die. Nat 20. It's
Oh,
like, oh, he gets up. He's still within striking range of the big bad. So he gets up And just because of the way mechanics went and everything, I managed to get an action in. So it's like, okay, hey, let's do this. One attack. Boom. Hits. Not the greatest damage, but it's just like, you know what? I did my thing. And the DM's like, okay, and the enemy goes down. It's like, you gotta be kidding me. They were that close to death that not only did I save myself, I managed to kill. Oh, that was a good feeling.
Nice.
Yeah.
I dig it. Speaking of digging it,
And the second question?
well, actually, that's about it right now.
Oh, perfect.
But hey, like I said, Mr. Carrot, thank you for coming by the Tavern. I
Yep.
appreciate you stopping by here.
Of course. Thanks for
You could
having
have been
me.
watching, Thursday night football, watching the Chiefs, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that.
No, always glad to be here. And like I said, when you get ready for Megatron, let me know.
Yes, I will. That's right. Coming 2023. No. But hey, how's about this? Since it's kind of an impromptu thing here, I usually ask somebody else to ask the guest to DM out. But if you wouldn't mind, can I DM out Elmira?
Go ahead.
Okay. Every gambler always relies on luck, but unfortunately, luck always seems to run out from time to time. And that's what Elmira is seen as she's was brought in by the pit boss of the local casino that she's been trying to fleece and waiting in a small room where they usually take thieves. As she breathes in, she can easily smell that scent that is recently cleaned blood that's also on the floor and a dark stain in the corner. And also the chair she's sitting on seems to have a wonky leg on it. Additionally, even though it's a small room with no windows and two doors and one chair and one small table, you already know that you're being watched.
Okay.
Suddenly, the door opens on the other side, and by far the biggest Goliath you ever seen in a nice suit walks in, ducking to actually enter the room. Scars along with tribal tattoos line his body. You can see on his exposed skin where his suit is, and he actually takes a seat in the chair that strains across from you, and looks down and says, "What's your name?" "Your real name."
Sorry, could you say that again? I think your voice cut out on me.
It says, "What's your name and your real name?"
She'll. Okay. She will actually chuckle lightly as she pulls out a small makeup uh, makeup case from her vest uh, and opens up to like the little compact thing and uh, she'll reply lighthearted. It's like, but I did give you my name. My name is Elmer Richter. And she flips it open and looks at it. It's like, oh my, your gods were so rough with me, bringing me in. They messed up my makeup. If you just give me 2 seconds, please. And she'll just like apply a little bit of little makeup to her face. And as she does so, she'll cast the Friends cantrip because material component, a small amount of makeup applied to your face as the spell is cast. So she'll kind of mutter the words to herself, the somatic, as she dabs that to cast Friends on this Goliath. It's like my beautiful tailor work on the suit. By the way, it matches your tattoos perfectly. But like I said, my name is Elmer Richter. I'm simply a traveler. Yes, I had some luck at the table games, but that can't be held against me, can it? Like I never touched the dice. I only touched the cards that were dealt to me. How could I be accused of anything?
As the magic usually works on someone of your marks, you notice that there is a flicker in his onyx eyes, and it seems to actually take hold and work. But suddenly, he's snapped out of it by some exterior force, and looks down at you and says, "All right, you you might work here. Change your plans. We're gonna forget about what happened tonight here, but instead, we're gonna give you this instead of a new set of broken legs." And he reaches into his vest and pulls out a thick folder that has no business fitting inside of a pocket that small, and just places it out in front of you. When it opens with his use of Mage Hand, there are several familiar looking pictures, schematics, instructions, and also a small, tightly folded billfold of money. You have two choices. You take that, you walk out of the door and handle that job, or you take your winnings and you go out the window. But you can't do both. Your choice.
She's already halfway through pocketing the billfold of money at this point. She's like, "Oh, yes, 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 I heard you the first time. So, if these schematics are correctly, I'm going to need three people: one to distract the guard, one to distract the wait staff, and a third to act as a safe breaker." And she'll flip over the pages. I love a good challenge.
And this will be a challenge. But that is for another adventure. And hey, once again, thank you for stopping by the game. Thanks for talking to us so right now. Thanks for coming out to the tavern here. And hey, next time we got something different.